Next is neuron. Neuron is the structural and functional unit of neural system. A neuron or nerve cell is a microscopic structure which consists of three major parts. The first part is the cell body, and the second is the dendrites, and the third part is the axon. The cell body is also called cyton or soma, and the cytoplasm of the cell body, it consists of nissl granules. These are the typical granular bodies. The short processes which arise from the cell body, these are called dendrites. The dendrites, these are small, many, and branched processes which arise from the cell body. And there is a long, single, unbranched process which arise from the cell body, and this is called axon. And axon is long. The distal end, the other end of axon, it ends in branched bulb-like structures, and these branched and bulb-like structures are called synaptic knob. Inside the synaptic knobs are present synaptic vesicles, and these synaptic vesicles, they secrete neurotransmitters during nerve conduction. Transmitters which help in nerve conduction. The distal end of axon has branched knob-like structures, and these are called synaptic knob. Synaptic knob has synaptic vesicles which release neurotransmitters. The axons, what is their function? The axons, they transmit nerve impulse away from the cell body to the synapse or neuromuscular junction. The gap between two neurons, their arrangement in nerves, they lie one after the other, and the gap between the axon of one neuron and the cell body of the next neuron, this gap is called synapse. The function of axon is to transmit the nerve impulse away from the cell body to neuromuscular junction. Depending upon the number of axons and dendrites present, the neurons, they are of three types. First is the multipolar neuron, a neuron with one axon and more than two dendrites is called multipolar neuron. ये जो structure अभी हमने किया, this is of multipolar neuron. This is the multipolar neuron, the structure which we have done just now with many dendrites and one axon. This is multipolar neuron. It is seen in cerebral cortex. Bipolar neuron, a cell body with just one dendrite and one axon. This is called bipolar neuron, and it is seen in retina of eye. A nerve cell with just one axon and no dendrites, this is called unipolar neuron, and such neurons can be seen in embryonic stages. The axon of the neuron, it can be myelinated or non-myelinated. The axons of neuron, they can be of two types, myelinated and non-myelinated. Myelinated nerve fibers. When the axons, this is the axon, when the axon is covered externally by a layer or a sheath of myelin protein, then it is called myelinated neuron. This is the myelin sheath made up of myelin protein which covers the axon. If this myelin sheath is present, the axon is called myelinated, and if this myelin sheath is absent, then axon is non myelinated. And the myelin sheath, the gap between two myelin sheath, myelin protein, जैसे this is not continuous, myelin sheath is not continuous, and the gap between these myelin sheaths, this point is called the node of Ranvier. Ranvier. This is the node of Ranvier. So myelinated axons, they are enveloped with Schwann cells and they form a sheath around axon. The gap between two adjacent myelin sheaths is called node of Ranvier, and myelinated axons, they are found in spinal nerves and the cranial nerves. Non-myelinated axons, they are enclosed by Schwann cells only, and they does not form a myelin sheath around axon. Such non-myelinated axons are seen in autonomous and somatic neural systems.